All right, so this is an example of what I would like you to do when you are figuring out these graphics. Okay, so you should have gotten all the files, imported them, all the Java files into a project. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to experiment a little. So for this week, what I want you to do is just some experiment with each of the pieces. So each one of these is an image, basically. So if you look here, you can see that they've drawn rectangles, and what I want you to do is just play with them a little. Play with the color, play with the, play with the location and the sizes and all that stuff. Um, and then what I would like you to do is run them to see what they looks like. So over here, this graphics runner basically has everything that you could do. Now you can also manipulate the size of your frame. Okay, and that's the size of your frame, the canvas basically that you're looking at. Well, it's the, whatever. We'll go over that later. So what they're doing is they actually have here all of the runners that you need. But if you run them all at the same time, you're only going to see the last one because it basically runs it all in the same frame. So what you do is I just looked at the rectangles one. So what you do is you can uncomment the rectangles one, compile it, and run the graphics runner. The moment that you compile it, an arrow will be pointing to it. So you can see I didn't compile some of these. So we'll show you what happens. So it draws the rectangles. So what you can do is go back and look at the rectangles and be like, oh, I don't want this red. I want it violet or something. And I want to move this one. So you just kind of, it tells you what they are, the X and the Y. And if you go over the notes with me and watch the video, the other video, it'll kind of run through it, or look at the PowerPoint PDF that I gave you, and look through and see what all these things are. But really, you guys like to just play and figure stuff out, so you can just play and figure stuff out. And then once you've manipulated it, you run it again, sees what happens, and then comment it back out and try another one. So as you can see, for like let's see, polygons, I haven't compiled this one. So I'm going to go over to Graphic Runner. I'm going to comment out the polygons, compile it. So what it did was it just created this arrow to this polygon, so I know they are connected. And I run it and I see what happens. Oh, look, it drew polygons here and it drew a big triangle. Okay, so I would like you to play with them, and at the end of this week, by Sunday, I would like you to, you could also look at the animation one and see how that works. We'll get to that. I would like you to create an image like this one. Okay, so I'm going to open up image one, or similar to. You can draw anything that you want. I want to open it. I don't know what I'm doing right now. So image one. So it doesn't have to be this good or this bad. You guys have your own ideals here. Okay, but they wrote drawing images. They drew a rectangle, a heart. Pretty crazy that could do that. And basically drew an ace with some binary here and comp sci. So I would like you to include at least 5 different parts and take a picture of it and send it to me. So, or take a screenshot of it and send it to me so I can see that, along with your code that you wrote. So what you're going to do is you're going to create your own class, create a new class, whatever, and you're going to emulate this one. So probably copying it, pasting this one, and then manipulating it, or adding a rectangle, having an idea what you're going to say. So you're going to go through this, and you choose 5 of the objects to put together to have a coherent picture. Okay, not just random objects floating around there, okay? So something like a smiley face would be fine, drawing a tree or a house. These are all really good things. Or basic simple things with simple designs that you could move around and put on the image. Okay, so there will also be a video up about the notes and how all these things actually work. Some of you don't like to do those, so I'm going to post this one right away so you can take a look at it. And I'm going to post the notes, so if you want to just visualize it and look at the notes, that's fine. All right. I hope you're having fun and enjoying your days.